Hi. Um, Last night I was able to watch a late movie. I had enough time in the evening before I had to go to bed because today's a bank holiday. And I decided to watch the rest, having watched about half an hour a couple of weeks ago. I watched the rest of the film version of Stephen King's Cujo. I need this. It's fucking terrible. Um, it's about a woman and her son who get trapped in a car by a rabid dog. Now, that's a good half hour Alfred Hitchcock presents, say, not Twilight Zone, because it's not supernatural in any way. It's not really a tale of the unexpected, but it's a suspense story. And it's a fine start for that kind of story. You know, you can imagine it all very tense, all filmed within the car, all the potential avenues for escape cut off one by one because of this rabid dog. The police come, but then the police get savaged by the dog before he can call in. All those sorts of ideas. But the build-up to this is over half the movie. We hear a lot of backstory. Oh no, the wife's husband is an advertising executive, and his new campaign for cereal isn't taking off, so he's got to go off to a meeting somewhere. That's the reason why he's not in the movie, or in the movie to rescue his family. But we keep cutting back to the meetings there. I don't care about the bloody cereal. No one cares about the bloody cereal. The point is, he's not there. We don't need to find out what he's doing. I don't care about what he had for lunch. His wife's about to be eaten by a dog with rabies. This is crazy. It takes a very long time to set up the premise that it's a friendly local dog, put its nose into a hole in the ground while off looking for a ball, gets bitten by a rabid bat. And now the dog has rabies and it's going around menacing people and biting them and whatnot. And most of the second half of the movie is the situation, trapped in the car, can't get out, angry dog. But it's so boring. It spends so much time setting everything up, but the characters are just so dull and uninteresting and tedious. And I think this may be one of those books that Stephen King doesn't remember writing because he was just off his face on coke the whole time. And he's, owned up to this. I think the Tommyknockers was the one where he said this was him atoning for all those all those things he did when he was off his face, because it's about an alcoholic writer sobering up and taking responsibility for terrible things. And it's called Cujo because that's the name of the dog. Call it Fido and write that in blood. Cujo is not a name. It's not a word. Maybe the book's really good. I've read some Stephen King. Carrie is fantastic. My heart broke reading that. The Shining is quite dull. I think Kubrick did a good job of just stripping out all the interesting bits and then telling his own story. Because if you've seen the mini-series version of The Shining, which is a script by King, it's not very good. It looks like it was filmed in Bournemouth. But Cujo it's moderately competently made. It's nicely shot. There's a nice sense of place. But it's just such a weak script. There's just not enough of an idea to sustain a 90-minute film. It's really quite ropey. I don't think it's the worst Stephen King. It might be the worst Stephen King film I've seen. I've seen the TV movie of The Stand, which was a very long walk to a very unimpressive destination. I think I've told the story on the podcast before, where it was shown over 2 weeks in the UK, I think in the mid-90s, with each feature-length episode on a Saturday or Sunday night. And I watched the first 3 episodes, watched half of the last episode, but there was something on another channel I wanted to watch. So I went to another room to watch the other programme, while members of my family were watching the rest of The Stand. And afterwards I said, oh, well, how did it end? What happened at the end? I said, oh, the hand of God came down and set off an atomic bomb and killed everybody. Yeah, oh, come on, how did it really end? No, that's how it ended. That's how it ends. It's not quite as stupid as that. They kill the dog. In the book, the little boy dies. Yeah, it's not good. It's really not good. There are a lot of better Stephen King films. I mean, Carrie, The Shining, Creepshow I watched a little while ago. That's quite fun. There's loads of them. This one should be bottom of your list.